Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be continuing our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. campaign playthrough using Nick Fury. So let's go ahead and let's see what the second scenario is all about. All right, so scenario number 2 is Batroc. Awesome. And our health points were 3 from the last game, so I do need to make sure that I write that down so we remember. And you can feel free to pause the video here if you want to read the comic. But we're going to move on. All right. So the villain deck is going to be Batroc. Oof. And if you do know how to pronounce that better than I do, feel free to let me know in the comments how it is pronounced. So we got Modoc there. There's Redacted. There's Batroc. Okay. So it is Batroc all the way through there. Okay. And then the main scheme deck is okay. So we got the main scheme deck. The encounter deck is Batroc. We need Aim Science. I believe that is still in the Black Widow encounter deck. So I'm gonna need to pull that out. I'm gonna finish setting everything up, and I will see you guys here back in just a second. Here we are back, trying again. Everything is set up, I think. Let's double check to see if there's anything else we can do. Set. So we're set at 3 hit points here and 12 for Batroc. And then I may place 1 secret counter on a board member environment to heal damage from my identity equal to my recovery. Let's go ahead and do that because I definitely would love to have 7 health instead of 3. So we'll get up to 7. And then let's make sure we've got everything set up. So all the rescue captives are set aside. The alert level is set to low. And in expert mode, it is placed up to 2 threat. And we flip this over and it comes in with 6. Okay, so we got 6 threat there. That looks good. The Batroc is on expert side. We've got all the counters set here. We've got a ready and exhaust counter for Nick Fury. And we can choose to place a secret counter on a board member to search my collection for a different justice upgrade. So this is going to be after our hand. So let's look and see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is definitely pretty good. Intelligence is going to help me with encounter cards. I'm actually thinking, so Coulson, I think, is going to be the one that I mulligan here. I'm not ready for him. Leo Fitz is going to be a good play for this first round. Practice plan and intelligence will be good to get in. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we get concentrated fire. Okay. So then I can add 1 threat to the main scheme to search my deck for justice upgrade and add it to my hand. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to go up to 7, and we can search my deck for a justice upgrade, which is going to be. Let's go ahead and find. I do want heroic intuition. We'll grab heroic intuition, shuffle, and that will be good. Eventually, like if we don't win this one, we'll do the blackmail and get we'll add a secret counter in order to get like a different justice upgrade that we want. But all right, so there we go. We got that. Let's make sure the encounter deck is shuffled. There are no minions we have to bring into play. No, that looks good. We could go ham on Batroc if we wanted to remove the threat off the scheme. But I think Nick Fury is such a good porter, it's not going to be a big deal. And so we're just going to see how it goes, playing it out. All right, so first thing, I will. I'm going to use 2 resources to pay for heroic intuition. So now Nick Fury gets +1 on his thwart stat. Concentrated fire is going to be a resource to pay for Leo Fitz. And I get to do that because Leo Fitz reduces the cost to play him by 2 if I have the shield trait, which Nick Fury does. All right, so then he is going to look through my deck for a tech upgrade. So we could get EM shield. We could get um, ooh, Fury's flying car, or is maybe the only two, or the eye patch camera. I think the main one we want to get is Fury's flying car, so we'll go ahead and grab that one. So that triggers that. We get the flying car to my hand. And we can either do Fury's watch or the flying car. Although, no, that wouldn't work. Um, let's get the watch down first. So I'm going to use intelligence as a resource to pay for Fury's watch. And then we'll flip up. We'll switch to stealth suit form, and we'll flip up. From here, we'll thwart for 3 off of this scheme, taking it from 7 down to 4. And then I will get a threat here. Ooh, may actually be really good. So then I will use the watch and this threat with the practice plan to pay for Fury's flying car. Okay, so that seems like a pretty good setup. We don't get to ready right now because we don't have the threat available on our suit. I'm realizing you can see my camera up here, so let's see if we can just adjust it a little bit. That's a little bit better. We got a little bit more recording space. Let's see. Sorry, normally I would do this off camera and I thought I had it good, but we're good now. There we go. Now we have a little bit more space, which is good. Okay. So I have no more thing. I really would have liked to have kept that, but I'm in stealth suit form, so it's not a problem. Those guys will be good. I think the only one that'll matter is this guy right here. Let's go ahead and draw up to our hand size of 5 and ready everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I've got some good things to use as resources. All right, so then threat goes up by 1. Batroc is going to scheme for 2, 3. He would put 3, but he's going to just put 2, and I get 1 because of my stealth suit form. Then we get an encounter card, which is Aim Scientist. He has Surge and Vulnerable. And then while engaged, is engaged with another minion, Aim Scientist cannot be attacked. Then we get Soldiers of Fortune. I can either spend 3 resources of any type or find a mercenary minion and reveal it. If no minion entered play this way, this card gains Surge. So 3 resources of any type. I think I'm going to take a mercenary minion. Let's see what we can get here. So Machete, his attacks gain piercing. He gets revealed, so he surges. So I mean, we can look at him. Rapido. When revealed, we deal damage to each character we control. It's not too bad. For some reason, intelligence is in there. We could get Zaran, which takes a weapon upgrade, otherwise the top card of my deck. He has 5 health. I think the best bet is to get Rapido. Go ahead and do that, and we'll deal damage to Nick Fury. Shuffle this up. There we go. He comes in, and we deal a damage. Cool. All right. Staying in stealth suit form is going to be good, because he won't be able to damage me. So, but to get rid of the aim scientist, I need to attack. Although, I hate doing this, but I think I'm going to pitch these 4 to pay for Nick Fury Sr. So we get Nick Fury Sr. into play. After Nick Fury Sr. enters play, choose 1, remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character a tough status card. So we're going to draw 2 cards. We get a mental and an energy. Okay. Nick Fury Sr. is going to... Oh, shoot. He's going to attack Rapido for 2. Right there. And take a consequential. Oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea. So then I will attack Rapido for 2 also. And that defeats him. Um, that defeats him. Then practice plan. So that would flip me into assault suit form. Then Fury's flying car is going to ready Nick Fury. And I'm going to attack for 2 on the aim scientist. That defeats him. Practice plan is going to be a resource to pay for covert surveillance. I remove 2 threat from a scheme. If I am in stealth suit form, I may place that threat on the suit form upgrade. Otherwise, I can change to stealth suit form. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll remove 2 threat here. So now Batroc won't be attacking. Okay. We will ready and draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Threat goes up by 1. Batroc schemes for 2, 5. So he's going to get 4. And we get 1. Then we get an encounter card of Discovered. So I change to Assault Suit form, and then I will take 1 damage instead of getting rid of the threat. So yeah, change to Assault Suit form. If there is no threat on your suit form upgrade, this card gains Surge. Otherwise, choose to either take 1 damage for each threat on your suit form upgrade or remove each threat from your suit form upgrade. In either case, discard this card. So it can come back and haunt us. Then Nick Fury Sr. gets discarded. And that is the end of the round. So now we are back to my turn. And I would have loved to have done something different. But I think what we're going to do, Global Logistics is going to pay for covert surveillance. So we get to remove 2 threat. And flip to stealth suit form. Then I'm going to thwart 3. Which allows me to put 1 there. Fury's flying car is going to ready me. And I'll thwart 3 more. Dropping the scheme down to 2. And then we get to put 1 on my suit form upgrade. Fury's Watch. Exhaust Fury's Watch and remove up to 2 threat from your suit form upgrade. Generate a mental resource for each threat you remove that way. So we'll generate 2. And we'll use, I guess, Covert Surveillance as a 3rd resource to pay for Maria Hill. And then Maria Hill will... Then we're going to discard this as a resource to get alert level down. Okay. Then Maria Hill is going to thwart 2 and put both of those on my suit form upgrade. When the last threat is removed from the scheme, advance to stage 2A. Okay. So there's nothing, no one revealed effects or anything like that. So we flip up to this, and it comes in with 3 threat to a max of 10. So Maria does take a consequential. Then we get to ready and drop to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 1. And Batroc schemes for 2, 3, 4. putting it at 8. And Shadows of the Past. Okay. Not the best thing, but definitely not the worst. So we get Orion. Comes in with Toughness. And then he can have any number of tough status cards. After Orion takes any amount of damage, give him a tough status card. And then we get Acquire Infinity Formula, which comes in with 5 threat. After Nick Fury takes any amount of damage, give Orion a tough status card. If Orion is not in play, find him and put him into play engaged with the Nick Fury player. Okay. Then we get these 3 shuffled in. Okay. It's a little less than ideal. But we can at least remove the scheme from play. It'll be a minute before we can get rid of Orion. Mostly because I really don't want to switch to Assault Food form. Alright. Let's see here. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good play. So we're going to generate 2 mental resources. And we're going to trigger Chief Surveillance Officer. So we spend 2 mental resources, remove a secret counter from here, then remove 2 threat from a scheme. This allows us to move 2 threat from this scheme, dropping it down to 3. Nick Fury is going to exhaust to remove 3 threat from a scheme and put 1 on my suit form upgrade. Depends on how much we get down. But we really need to thwart. Let's see. So I may potentially be able to defeat Orion. Um, okay. Yeah, because I need to defeat him all in one go. So I need to get at least 1 more threat on my suit form upgrade. So, but if I do the Furious Flying Car and ready, that's not going to work. I may not be able to defeat Orion. Though Brains over Brawn may be helpful here. Oh, hold on. I hate using this way, but we've got 2 physical resources, which gets rid of eye patch camera. It's 2 physical resources to trigger the Chief Tactical Officer to remove his tough status card. Then Maria Hill will thwart 2 from this scheme, and that puts 2 on my stealth suit form. Then I ready with 1 of them. And I use these as 2 resources to pay for concentrated fire, which keeps me from having to flip down. So, deal 4 damage to an enemy. We switch to assault suit form, and when I attack, remove up to 3 threat from here. This attack deals 1 additional damage for each threat removed. So we're going to remove 2 threat. So deal 4, now 6 damage to an enemy. This attack gains ranged, so retaliate doesn't affect. And then if this attack defeats an enemy, choose to either place threat on my suit form upgrade equal to that enemy's printed scheme or change to stealth suit form. So we're going to go ahead and defeat Orion with 6 damage and flip back up to stealth suit form, leaving me open to be able to thwart for 3 here, bringing this back down to just 3 and allowing me to put 1 more on my stealth suit form upgrade. Now Maria Hill does get a consequential for that. Okay. Now we're ready. Hope we don't lose the chief medical officer. There's 5 resources, or 5 cards. Threat goes up by 1. Batroc schemes for 2. 3, but we get to keep one of them on my suit form upgrade, so he really just schemes for 2. That goes there. Then we get an encounter card, which is Master Plan. So we discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until we get a side scheme. And just in case you're curious why I'm having so much trouble right now, it's because I replaced a lot of my sleeves with some new, slicker sleeves, it seems like. And so it's hard to pick all these cards up. But we got Aim Interference, Machete, Aim Soldier. That's going to be a lot of cards. Okay, we got Batroc's Brigade. So Batroc's Brigade, when revealed, give each enemy a tough status card. So Batroc gets a tough. And then it comes in with 6 threat. All right, that resolves the encounter card. Hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna use this. Oh no, no, it's energy resources. I don't have energy. I don't have a bunch of energy resources. Okay then. Um, Fury will fort 3 here, taking it down to 3. I will use. That does put 1 here. Fury's flying car will trigger, readying me, allowing me to thwart 3 more. Forced to interrupt. When the last threat is removed from the scheme, put 1 set aside, rescue captive ally into play, exhausted under any player's control. I didn't realize that last time. The player may advance to stage 3A. If they do not advance, place 3 threat here. Okay. Go ahead and place 3 threat. Because we want to get more of the rescued captives. All right. But I also want to get rid of this. We get 1 more threat because we removed that from there. I would like to have 2 energy resources, but it doesn't appear that I will. Um, so let's focus on what we can do. 2 resources for breaking and entering. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Um, Brains over Brawn and be a resource for Safe House. If we ever go back down to Alter Ego. And Informant is going to pay for Gemma Simmons. So now we've got Fitzsimmons here. I think I want to keep Maria alive for now. So let's wait until we have 2 energy resources before we use her again. And we're just going to ready and draw up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 1. Batroc schemes for 2, 3, 4. So he schemes for 4 and only puts 3 on there. 3 goes there. 1 goes here. And security cameras remove in hero form. I either choose to exhaust that character or place a threat on alert level. So I'm going to choose to exhaust Maria Hill, and then we'll put 2 threat on alert level for those 2. Okay, that was the encounter card. We're good. All right. I'm definitely going to put in intelligence analysis as a preparation. Mm, we do have 2 energy resources here. We're going to use 2 energy resources to heal 1 from Maria. And then I felt like that. Oh, that's right. We'll generate 2 mental resources here to play Quake. Then these are 2 resources, 1 each to remove from alert level. Okay. Then Fury's going to thwart for 3, defeating Batroc's brigade, and get to put a threat back on stealth suit. Fury's flying car is going to ready me. Rescued captive is going to exhaust. Exhaust rescued captive, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. And Fury will thwart for 3, bringing that down to 3. Quake is going to chill here for a minute. And I think we're going to ready and draw. So that's 4. We do get an extra encounter card here. So we're hoping that Batroc does not scheme out here. There's the 5th. Okay. Threat's going to go up by 1. Batroc will scheme for 2, 3. So just 2. And I get 1 on stealth suit form. And then we get our encounter cards, which one is aim soldier with patrol. And then the other is assault. But it is a treachery. So I'm going to use intelligence analysis to cancel it and discard it. So aim soldier does come in, and we have to find aim scientist and put it into play with us as well. Okay. I'm really wishing that I had the prism dust. Okay. So we're going to use super spies as an event. Place a total of up to 3 all-purpose counters and or threat tokens on shield supports and or suit form upgrades. So we're going to grab 3. I have a title but no tech. Strength will pay for secret agent. And then 2 energy resources is going to pay for the chief medical officer to heal Maria. Okay. So now we can go to town. Nick Fury is going to thwart 3. He gets to get a threat, which is a forced interrupt. So, yes, I can generate a resource there. Okay. So Fury's flying car is going to remove a threat and ready me. And I will thwart 3 more, putting that back on. We're going to generate a resource to remove a threat from alert level. We cleared this, so we get a rescued captive in who is exhausted. I guess we'll put the rescued captive there on top of that one. And I'm going to choose to put 3 more threat here. This person is going to attack the aim soldier for 1. So they will take a consequential. The aim soldier takes the damage. Actually, Yeah, we'll do that. Aim soldier takes the damage. Quake will attack this aim soldier for 2 and defeat it. Okay, and then Maria Hill will thwart 2 here. And we're actually not going to put her threat on my suit form. Although, we could put one of them on there. But that's fine. That's her consequential. All right, so now we're going to ready and draw up to 5. Okay. Threat will go up by 1. Batroc will scheme for 2, 3. So he'll get just 2 on there, and I get 1 on my stealth suit form. Threat actually would have gone up 1 more because this guy has an acceleration token. Then he was going to try to scheme for 0. Quake will exhaust. After a minion schemes, exhaust Quake, deal 2 damage to that minion. He gets defeated. Too bad it's not a preparation ability. Then we get an encounter card of Mad Science. Comes in with 4 threat. Perfect. Okay. Nick Fury is going to thwart 3 from Mad Science. Get to put 1 on my suit. Then I'm going to ready. Fury will then thwart 3. No. We'll have Maria will attack for 1 on Batroc to remove the tough, taking a consequential. Then Fury will thwart 3 here off of the locate missing person. And we're going to generate 2 resources here to pay for brains over brawn. After your hero makes a basic thwart, deal damage to an enemy equal to your hero's thwart. So now Batroc takes 3 damage, going from 12 down to 9. Okay. And that is... Ooh, that is an attack, so it does kick me over into assault suit form. Did not realize that was an attack. But that's not a problem because, well, we'll use these as 2 resources to pay for EM shield. We'll hold on to covert surveillance. Then this rescued captive will thwart 1 here and take a consequential. And then this one's going to exhaust to remove a threat there. So we're close to getting another one free. Okay. Drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready everything up. Threat goes up by 1. Batroc is actually going to attack us this time for 2, 3, and I take a damage. So we prevent all of the damage from that attack. So we prevent 3. Secret Agent. After I resolve the ability of a preparation card I control, move 1 threat from a scheme to my suit form upgrade. But then I do take a damage from that cold storage. Okay. Then we get an encounter card, which is Assault. So Batroc is going to attack again for 2 plus a boost. And Quake is going to defend. 2, 3. Shoot. Then after a character is defeated except by consequential damage, place 1 threat here. So we got to put a threat there. and he attacked twice, so that means that the alert level is actually at 3. Good grief. Hmm. Ooh, well, that's fun. All right, that's not a big problem. I will. I'm going to use breaking and no. This person is going to exhaust to remove the last threat there. We'll go ahead and put it back up at 3 and rescue a captive who comes in exhausted. I'm going to use breaking and entering as a resource to pay for covert surveillance to remove 2 threat from here, taking it down to 1, and allowing me to switch into stealth suit form. I will generate a resource with Fury's Watch to play Field Agent, and that comes in with 3 backup counters. This rescued captive will remove the last threat there, allowing me to bring in another rescued captive, exhausted. Okay. When this is defeated, so we've rescued that. Now we bring this in. When revealed, if the alert level is on its high side, deal each player 1 face down encounter card. Otherwise, remove all threat from alert level and flip it to its high side. In either case, in expert mode, place 2 threat on alert level. So this goes up to 2. We flip here, comes in with 12 threat. Okay. And then when an enemy attacks, it attacks a rescued captive instead. So that's okay. We're going to use these as 2 resources to remove the alert level down. Then Fury is going to thwart for 3 and ready, and thwart for 3 more. Maria Hill is going to thwart for 2 and put both of those on my suit form upgrade. Then Field Agent is going to prevent her from taking that consequential. All right. I think we're in a much better place here than we were last time. Now I am in stealth suit form, so I don't know if that means that he's going to attack no matter what because of the scheme. So when an enemy attacks, but this says when an enemy would attack you. So he's going to attack, and he's going to attack a rescued captive, I think. So I think it goes through as an attack regardless. So I'd have to say I defend, which means I would take damage instead of him scheming against me. So we'll drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finally get Agent Coulson back. And then threat's going to go up by 1. Batroc is going to attack a rescued captive. So we'll say it's this one for 2. Just 2. 1, 2. Okay. He does put a threat on alert level because he attacked. Ooh, but he attacks for 3 because he gets +1. So this captive has 3 damage on it instead of just 2. Okay. Then we get an encounter card of Embassy Patrol, who has Patrol and Vulnerable. And then if alert level is on its high side, this gains Insight 1. So Insight 1 there. And so Patrol. So I have to defeat him first before I can do anything else. Not a problem. Deal. Realize remove 3 threat from a scheme. Draw 2 cards or give a shield status. Just as long as I can ready twice, I can remove all that threat. So it's just dealing damage to him. So rescued captive, and rescued captive is going to deal 3 damage, 1 damage each. And when defeated, we place a threat on alert level. So 1, 1, 1. I don't have to play any cards, but hey, why not? We'll use these as 2 resources to remove all of the threat. And then Nick Fury is going to thwart for 3. And then ready. And let's see if we can. So he's got 9. I can attack for 4, 5, 6. I could attack for 6, or I could remove all the threat. So we'll just go ahead and remove all the threat. And then if there is no threat here, the players win the game. That's it. We beat Batroc, which changing up my strategy a little bit from the last game helped a lot. Really focusing in on alert level, trying to make sure that these guys get managed. We were very lucky to not draw any of the cards that make that happen. I think it's because uh, they got discarded when we got Master Plan. So Master Plan actually worked out in our favor. And then Batroc did attack a couple of times, but that's fine. We didn't lose any rescued captives. We never flipped down to alter ego. Staying in stealth suit form really helped out a lot, I think. I think that was the big thing because he was adding threat when he was attacking, but he wouldn't attack when I was in stealth suit form. So you can kind of game it really easily with Nick Fury. I think maybe it's a little bit more different with maybe Maria Hill or somebody who um, actually wouldn't stay maybe in alter ego as much or have a way to do what they want to do in hero form. But that was actually a really fun scenario. I like the scenarios where you're working more on the scheme rather than on the villain, because it feels more like you're a hero instead of trying to go out and, like, basically end the villain, and just defeat them by removing all their hit points. You're stopping their plan. So that's why I like scenarios like this. So let's go ahead and see what we do for victory now. So we record the number of rescued captive allies in the campaign log. So scenario 2, rescued captives. That is 4. So we rescued all 4 of them, and they're all alive. Then we record the number of secret counters on each board member in the campaign log. Scenario 2 is 0, 0, 0. Feels awesome. And then if at least one board member environment in play has no secret counters on it, gain the top evidence card from the shield envelope and cross out the combination of means, motive, and opportunity in the campaign log that include that icon on the evidence card gained. Okay? So it is the medical records. So we cross out everything with medical records. That one. Mm, okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to interpret this afterwards, but it's fine. So now each player may add one secret counter to a board member environment to search their collection for protection ally and shuffle it into their deck. And then I may add one threat to add that protection ally to my hand. That could actually be really cool. So we've got blackmail and we've got medical records. Cool. We'll hold on to that. And we'll play the next scenario and see you in the next one. I am going to probably do some changes to this deck. Just as a preview, I'm probably going to take out breaking and entering. It wasn't as helpful as I thought it would be. I mean, I might leave it in there. I think brains over brawn was really the problem card. And then we'll have to see with the next scenario if under surveillance will be any good. And then we'll probably want to bring in some more. We'll probably want to bring in like prism dust back, a couple of prism dust, and we'll see where we else we go from there. And I don't know. We may end up actually cutting Sky Destroyer. It wasn't that helpful. So awesome. We'll see you guys in the next one.